backtrack, right? I want to backtrack to a comment you made earlier about Diddy and how, over the years he's been having all these run-ins with the police. Do you think the feds took notice of that and they, at this point they like, yo, we're gonna crack down on Diddy?
What happens is that the police will bring in a CI and will use him like she was a $3 hoe. That's a confidential informant. They'll let you do crimes, long as you don't do no murders and stuff like that. They'll let you go around and pay you. When I was in law enforcement, dog, they paid confidential informants $250 for revolvers, $500 for automatic weapons, $750 to $1,500 for semi-automatic guns and rifles and machine guns and shit like that. Some confidential informants got payment like that. And plus they get 8% of a case.
Listen, if what he's saying is true, then none of y'all criminals are safe, because there's no honor amongst thieves and once you throw money in there. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. That doesn't sound like a lot of money for somebody who's living a criminal lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, if you're around a bunch of people with a bunch of guns and stuff like that, you're probably moving and shaking some way, somehow. So to get $500 for a gun when you're probably making 500 something a day, it probably doesn't make a lot of sense. So maybe that was the math back in Gene's day he did say when he was in law enforcement. So that was probably in the early 90s, late 80s. You know what I mean? So it might have been different back then. But nowadays, we just saw in California, they're paying 80,000 a year for federal, no, not federal, just for informants, you know? And with that kind of number, you know what I mean? Think about it. Most of these people are just probably like, you know what I mean? Like these people are like, yo, listen, man, I'm in the hood anyway. You feel me? This is my way out. So they're gonna do it, especially nowadays, because the culture in terms of like, which, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I ain't in these streets. You know what I mean? So listen, man, whatever it takes to make the community better, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. You feel me? Hey, man, hold on. I'm telling. I pay taxes now, straight up and down.
8% of a case. So if they bring in about, just say, they bring in a case $100,000. That's 8,000. What's that? Let's do that. $8,000. That's 8,000. They bring in $1 million case. $1 million case. That person is getting $80,000. I mean, like $80,000 on it. I think if you're talking about 8%, you know what I mean? So I'm saying that to say this: confidential informants get paid good, but Puff was a millionaire. Him being a confidential informant, him getting money like that, it was favors. He been getting favors and been paying law enforcement people for years to protect him. You understand? To protect him. We had a lot of people on the payroll when we was doing security. Everybody.
I did a live and I forgot who mentioned this. They said that Diddy paid off. The reason why Diddy was never caught up is because he's so powerful. He paid off a few people to look the other way. And I remember my rebut to them was, I'm not gonna hold you, because he's Diddy. I feel like that would work against him. It'd be harder for you to look the other way. You want to be the bureau that was able to lock Diddy up. You know what I mean? You want to have that under your accolade. So if you got something that could really make up a big storm on Diddy, you know what I mean? Like, he would have to really make you rich. Like, the amount, like, he'd have to pay you the fame and the accolades that you would have received. You know what I mean? For locking him up. And, you know, to this day, I don't know how I feel about that. You feel me? Because here's the thing. I feel like especially now with the way everything is so interconnected digitally with the departments, and you got the cameras now, body cameras. It's just like I feel like it's so hard right now for somebody to look the other way. And and I remember saying, I was like, who did he pay? He would have to pay off somebody at the top. You know what I mean? Like at the real top. Because there's so many law enforcement agents. It's just like one person sees something, maybe their morals won't allow you to pay them off. So, hold on a second, man. Let's see what this boy Gene talking about.
Somebody might have this first 10 hours, that 10 hours, or whatever. He was paying law enforcement. He had a budget for law enforcement. Now, if something goes wrong, those people got friends in certain places. Then plus he tells his handler, yo, can you make this go away for me? I'll give you this and that. Now, that could be a lot of speculations or whatever like that. But why would you have or be working for a FBI agent if you're not an informant? Why? So when you got that kind of money, you could hire people to make a lot of things go away for you. Like you hire lawyers. Those lawyers have police officers and people working for them. And invest.
That right there is he's touching right now. He's about to touch upon something, and me and my bro, we was talking about this the other day. You got to understand something. Judges, lawyers, prosecutors, they're basically co-workers. They report to the same courtroom every day. They see each other. They got to maintain a rapport. So when you're a high profile lawyer, what gets you there most of the time is the relationships that you have with these judges, with these court personnel. You feel me? So it's just like, it's what he's saying, that there's some truth to it. You feel me? You think everybody's kind of separate, but they all kind of playing ball with each other. Don't y'all forget that. If you got enough money, you'll be able to you'll be able to see it. And people who got the right amount of money, they see it. That's why you see people with a lot of money get away with a lot of things. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, true. High powered attorneys have more resources. They can do depositions. They can go really in depth on discovery. They can really drain the state's resources. But do not for 1 second think that your high powered attorney doesn't have a prosecutor. You know what I mean? Doesn't have their number. They can call them on the side like, yo, listen, man, we've done this before. You know what I mean? This guy, he did it. How about we do this? You know what I mean? That's how it works. You scratch my back, I'ma scratch yours. Hold on a second, man.
And investigators. Those investigators were former officers. So all of them in the backyard in Diddy bed together.
So what you think happened if he was an informant? Like, what made him turn on him?
Like I said, some people could retire. His name is too much in the news. Like, listen here, bro. They don't want you to be always in the news in a negative form. There's people that's probably worse than Diddy, but they not always in the news in a negative form. And then, like I said before, when he went against one of the world's biggest distributors of alcohol and spirits, they put out a campaign against him. They called their friends. They made him look real bad in the media. And a lot.
Now that's something that I would not put past. Before I say what I'm about to say, yo, I haven't said this about Gene, but I take everything he says with a grain of salt. He reminds me of somebody that I know personally that tells the truth, but throws a lot of embellishments in it. And he talks like him, looks like him. So I'm looking at him like, nah, you remind me of old boy, but there's probably some truth to what he's saying. But man, it's like, hold on, where was I? Wait, what was the last part he said? Damn, and it had me too. It made me, hold on.
And a lot of that shit didn't go away, bro. It just compiled, bro. It's media. And a lot of that shit didn't go. They put out a campaign against him.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You know, money works. You know, money's a double-edged sword. You feel me? So it could be used any way. It's a circular sword, actually. It could be used whichever way you want it to be used. So you make the wrong enemy with somebody and they know you've been doing crazy dirt. You know what I mean? Then they may be like, hey, listen, I don't even think they'd have to really pay anybody. I think they would just have to make it a serious enough of a issue. Like, for instance, right? Like, if the company that Diddy was sued, that liquor company, wanted to expose him, all they really have to do is do an investigation themselves because they got the money to do it and then present that to the police on a silver platter. You feel me? It's not like they send somebody over there and be like, yo, listen, yo, guess what? Diddy got XYZ. No, 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 no. They probably reach out to Little Rod. They probably reached out to Christina. Why do I keep on saying that? Christina Milian. Yeah, y'all remember old girl, you know what I mean? um they probably reached out to a few people, was like, yo, listen, we need you to do XYZ. You feel me? So they throw the money that way and let it work for them. I could totally see that being the game, being the case, because that's chess right there. And these companies is playing chess. And Diddy had a really big chess move. And if this company did get law enforcement involved in Diddy's situation, then it's a checkmate type of dealio, if you ask me. I'm not gonna hold you.